Today we put in at Bee Spring Lodge, and that's about 6.5, 7 miles south of the dam. It's a good location for us because it put us within just a minute's run by boat to get to a lot of really good places to fish.
You know, the game plan today was to kind of start to finish what a person would do for the first time they come down here. So we did the lake conditions, we looked at the map. Randy chose a point, and he caught some fish on. The beauty about Randy is he's a true professional. He's on the water all the time, so he kind of led us in the right direction. But it was a really unique point because it had a little flat, little point to come off the bank, and then it just kind of sheer dropped in the creek channel, and those fish were there. We've stopped here at our first spot. Tell us a little reason why you think this is a really good spot right now.
Well, you know, this week is the full moon. And we've got a spawn going on. Of course, we had a spawn that took place back in April, and these fish are now moving out. And if you'll look at this bay right here, this is not a real deep bay that goes back for a mile or so.
And we'll show that on the map as well.
Yeah, right. And what's significant about this is that the fish don't have a long way to go to get in and out. And what they'll do is they'll take and stage at the mouth of these bays. And this time of year, these are really good places to fish. And what we're going to do, I think you got a crankbait on to see if we can get some active fish. I'm going to throw a shaky head, and we're going to fish this right here. And let's just see if we can.
And one of the things I wanted to point out as well is, obviously, top of the line electronics, top of the line boat, top of the line guide. But you know, if you come down here for a weekend, we're just fishing a point here.
Yeah, you don't have to have all that.
We're just fishing a point, so anybody can come down here now. Your chances of catching bigger fish and more fish, obviously, you know, the more technology and the better you use it. But this is something anybody can do on the weekend. Come down from Indiana, Illinois, or wherever. Just come down and spend a week or a weekend down here. You're going to catch fish.
Well, you know, you and I did that long before we had any of this stuff. So
absolutely.
You don't really have to have it, but it does make things a lot easier, that's for sure. And we've got a drop that comes out here a little way, Eric. We got good current. You know, they're generating all day today, and we should be able to get something right in here. Well, today we mapped out a plan to take and fish some main lake points. We went out and executed it, and things turned out pretty good.
Now they grouped up right now?
Well, what you'll have is you'll have a cluster of fish at times, 3 to 5. You know, you won't have big schools right now. Now, farther out on the ledges, on some of the fish that moved out from the April spawn, you know, they're probably starting to group up. I know we fished yesterday and got into a pretty good school of fish that kept us busy for about a half an hour. But on a day like today with this sun out here, no cloud cover, they're going to be pretty close to the bottom.
There's one right there.
Bee Spring Lodge is located on beautiful Kentucky Lake. Built in 1954 as a fisherman's camp, there's every pleasure for the fishermen here. We have motel rooms, campgrounds, cottages, a dock, and a wonderful restaurant that serves breakfast and lunch from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day but Tuesday. Come visit. You can call us at 1-800-732-0088 and make your reservations today. Bee Spring Lodge, the friendliest resort on Kentucky Lake.
No day on Kentucky Lake starts without a stop at Bassett Gas. Stock up on gear from St. Croix, Shimano, Strike King, Stren, Zoom, and much more. You can stock your boat, too, with the latest in electronics from Lowrance, Humminbird, Minn Kota, and others. While you're there, be sure to stock your cooler for the day on the lake with soft drinks, snacks, and ice. And you can fill up with ethanol-free gas. Bassett Gas, located 3 miles east of Draftonville on Highway 68.
You know, Eric, if you had better insurance, we wouldn't have to fish out of my boat all the time, and you wouldn't be sitting there high and dry on that dock.
Well, yeah, well, who do you use?
Our Bargee Insurance Company in Benton, Kentucky. They offer auto, home, life and health, and commercial insurance, all at competitive rates.
You know, I think I'm going to give them a call today.
Why don't you do that? I'm going to go fishing.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Don't be left high and dry. For all your insurance needs, contact Ray Bargee and Company.
Hey, Randy. Thanks for the tip.
RE/MAX Real Estate Associates is a full-service real estate brokerage serving the Kentucky Lake area and all of western Kentucky. We have 16 agents with over 200 years of combined real estate experience to help you find your Kentucky Lake dream home. We also offer commercial, farm, and property management real estate brokerage. So stop by and see us at 803 Main Street in Benton or give us a call at 270-527-8035.
Outstanding agents, outstanding results.
Thinks he's big.
He tapped it, Eric. He didn't really, it's not a very big fish, but hey, it's fun size. Good way to start the morning. Well, these are your typical male fish that have been grouping, you know, with the females. That fish came in about 8 feet of water. And you're welcome to pick that shaky head up just any old time you want to. I know you're not going to wait too long. Well, something that Eric and I, we try to do when we do these shows is we don't want to fish the same bait. And Eric is an excellent crankbait fisherman. And what we decided after we talked it over, I was going to throw a shaky head to try and get maybe those fish that were maybe a little slow to bite, and Eric was going to use the crankbait to maybe see if those fish were aggressive.
It is, that shaky head is the X factor as far as getting bites. It really is.
Well, you know, a lot of times, just you know, when the fish are in these kind of conditions, you know, they're worn out from the spawn. The bigger fish are, and until they get ready to really aggressively feed, you're going to have to kind of spoon feed them a little bit. You know? Well, things started off pretty hot. We had actually had come in and we had scanned this point, and the fish were right where I thought they would be. The problem was getting that bait right to them, and once we figured exactly how to get the bait to them, they bit. I mean, they weren't real aggressive, but when we got it in the right place at the right time, they bit. And both Eric and I caught quite a few fish today. The thing I noticed too about days like this, when it's real bright, boat position. Of course, it's always critical anytime you're fishing, but especially on a day like today, where that sun's really high.
Angles are key. You know, the fish is positioned on a spot, on a stump, on a rock, or whatever. He may be fishing this way. If you bring your lure towards him, he's got a better chance of getting it. If you bring it behind him, sometimes it'll spook him, or he's not going to react to it. So that's why it's important to do angles as far as where the bait coming across. That looks like a better fish.
Nah, you're not that big. That's fun size. They're just a little one, but there's bigger ones where that came from, I'll guarantee you that.
It's funny, I mean, this has been a weird spring. You know, we've already talked about it, how cold it's been so late in the year. You know, with the mini flood, I don't want to say flood for what these people went through a few years ago with it being 12 foot high. The mini flood for 2 weeks being up 4 foot, and it's just a little different this year. And I have not caught a good fish on a jig yet. And here we are fishing the same areas. You've got 2 bites on that shaky head, and I haven't got a bite on this jig yet.
This is almost the end of May, and the water temp is just now 71 degrees, so that kind of tells the story right there.
I said if you got one more bite, I was going to pick it up.
Well, you know, I know how you are, though.
Stubborn? That you were trying to be nice?
No, you have to be convinced. You have to be just a little more convinced than that. I would imagine if that had been a 4-pounder,
I'd already been down in the boat.
you'd have knocked me down getting that shot.
I wouldn't have knocked you out. I'd have just.
I know how you
I
are.
would have gladly just nudged you one way to grab that rod real quick.
Ooh, that's another bite right there. Big freckle, nice fry.
Ooh, I just got a little tap finally on a jig.
Ooh.
I like the jig bite when they knock slack in your line.
Don't we all? A little better one right there. There you go.
All right.
We're getting in business now.
Yes, we are.
Tell you what, they're not really aggressive on this here. It was, he
Sit
hit it.
still, you weren't even moving it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Need some help?
No, I'm good on this one.
I'll get out of your way while I'm getting a shaky head rod.
That's my partner now, I tell you. Eric, this one's got spots on it.
Got that freckles, what I call them? Yeah.
Yeah, freckles. Explain what that is exactly.
Well, again, it's a pigmentation, and from what I've read, and I'm a former biology major, the pigmentation really just shows how healthy a fishery. You don't see it very often everywhere, but Barkley, Tennessee River's notorious for it. Barkley.
It's got it on its fins. I hadn't seen it on the fin before.
Yeah, and it's just basically a freckle. It's a pigmentation. They say it goes along with healthy.
Is that what
fishery.
it is?
Yep.
Well, that's good to know. I'm sure a lot of people have caught fish like that.
I'm like, wonder what the heck is it? Yeah. No, that's a really good sign of being a healthy fish.
Yeah, you fought good. Is there a creature for a shaky hit rod?
I don't know what you're saying. Did you say something?
No day on Kentucky Lake starts without a stop at Bassett Gas. Stock up on gear from St. Croix, Shimano, Strike King, Stren, Zoom, and much more. You can stock your boat, too, with the latest in electronics from Lowrance, Humminbird, Minn Kota, and others. While you're there, be sure to stock your cooler for the day on the lake with soft drinks, snacks, and ice. And you can fill up with ethanol-free gas. Bassett Gas, located 3 miles east of Draftonville on Highway 68. King Creek Resort and Marina on beautiful Kentucky Lake.
Bee Spring Lodge is located on beautiful Kentucky Lake. Built in 1954 as a fisherman's camp, there's every pleasure for the fishermen here. We have motel rooms, campgrounds, cottages, a dock, and a wonderful restaurant that serves breakfast and lunch from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day but Tuesday. Come visit. You can call us at 1-800-732-0088 and make your reservations today. Bee Spring Lodge, the friendliest resort on Kentucky Lake.
Save some cash on our new Polaris from Polaris of Benton with the best deals possible on the #1 ATVs and side-by-sides in the industry. I'm Melissa with Polaris of Benton, and we would like the opportunity to earn your business right here in Benton, Kentucky. We have a huge inventory on hand, so whether you want to work hard or play hard, we are sure to have the Polaris for you, and we even install your accessories for free. Whether it's sales, service, parts, or accessories, we have what you need right here in Benton, Kentucky at Polaris of Benton. Come check us out.
know, that fish right there was nice and clean. That fish was coming in. He ain't coming. It's not coming out.
There's some pre-spawn and post-spawn both, isn't there? Right?
That fish is not coming out. It's going in.
Randy gave me the bait that they've been catching on them before. I tried to do some crankbait early. Didn't quite happen, but you know, we knew the fish were there. We saw them. So, you know, once we kind of settled on that right color right there, what they're looking for, we both caught a lot of fish.
There's a lot of fish right below us. Look at that, Eric.
Oh yeah.
Wow, man, they're stacked up on this point. I love these transition points this time of year. You can always count on having fish on them.
There's some sort of fish coming or going.
You know, you're right. And some kind of fish is exactly right. It's not only bass. There's a lot of other species hanging out on places like this too.
Well, again, what we talked about a little before, this lake can be intimidating. If you've never been on this lake, it's so big, so vast. You know, the map doesn't do it justice because the map is so, you know, it's not to scale, I guess is the best way I can put it. You know, where you don't realize it's 2 miles across the lake here, where it's an inch on you.
You know, you're exactly right. And I have people ask me all the time, how big is Kentucky Lake? And when you tell them it has 2,300 miles of shoreline, you know, they just can't hardly believe it. First time I heard that, I said, that can't be possible. But then if you look at, especially if you look at an image from Google Earth, and actually see how big it is, and how it spans between 2 states, it's amazing.
Well, you hit the nail on the head there a little bit. It's so big, but it's pretty straight.
Yeah, it is.
There's not a lot of curves like Table Rock or Lake Cumberland that has a lot of miles of shoreline. This is, you know, 110 miles long, you know, so to speak, before it really turns into the Tennessee River coming out of Pickwick.
You know, I think the fact that it is straight and long and flows north and south and is primarily made up of a big river is one of the reasons why it is one of the best fisheries in the country.
I totally agree with that. And I've always said reservoirs that have some sort of grass, whether it be hydrilla or milfoil, or just, you know, this far north the last few years you haven't had a whole lot of grass, but I know down south has had it. It just makes that fishery so much more healthy.
Well, I think that the big benefit of that is current. You know, it's like you were saying, it
flushes things.
Right. You know, these fish, when they start to come out, they'll get on these points and they'll stay a little longer than you think. I know a lot of times I see people come in and hit these points and they move on. They'll catch one fish maybe. But I'm telling you, they'll stay here. And, you know, I like to work them back and forth until I'm totally convinced that I can't catch them.
Well, you picked every inch of the spot.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to kind of drift out here a little bit. I think what we need to do is maybe throw our bait over here and let's just kind of drag it up.
Drag it down.
Because they're not real aggressive, to be honest. Both the fish that I caught, I had to coax them into biting it. Had to tease them into biting it. There he is right there. Watch yourself. That's a good one there. Ooh, he's got some fight to him.
It's a good fish.
There's the leader. He's a fun size. Let me get down.
Trade your places.
All right, there. Not that big, but he's fun. Eric, that fish, he just tapped it once or twice and let it go was all he did. And I popped it again and he hit it. Eric was using Coppertruce Z-Man finesse worm, which had been the hottest bait this week, all week long.
I'm trying to catch a damn fish.
Okay.
I'm trying to catch, I had one fall right there.
Trying to catch a damn fish.
I'm trying to catch a fish.
He is intent.
I am intent, damn it.
Intent. I was catching fish on new money, and the coppertreuse was not producing. Coppertreuse is a bait that works maybe a little bit better during cloudy water conditions and cloudy atmospheric conditions.
Oh, there it is. He's pretty big, I don't believe. There's something wrong with this picture.
You know, I'm using a Z-Man finesse worm that's called New Money. It's a different color than that.
So what you're saying is you gave me this color?
I gave you that color. And what I like to do when we fish, I like to always switch things up to see.
I'm just trying to see if the fish is actually
which color they prefer. What I think I want to do is I think I want to try to tie you a New Money on that.
Welcome to Whispering Oaks. It's the perfect destination for a romantic getaway or a family or fishing adventure. Children can enjoy swimming and playing on our sandy beach or have fun at our playground, while parents can enjoy the gentle breezes at our lakeside pavilion. Go fishing from our dock or take advantage of our boat rentals. We sell fishing license and we have bait on site. Come and treat yourself or your whole family to a relaxing getaway at Whispering Oaks. 11 acres of peace and quiet.
Save some cash on our new Polaris from Polaris of Benton with the best deals possible on the #1 ATVs and side-by-sides in the industry. I'm Melissa with Polaris of Benton, and we would like the opportunity to earn your business right here in Benton, Kentucky. We have a huge inventory on hand, so whether you want to work hard or play hard, we are sure to have the Polaris for you, and we even install your accessories for free. Whether it's sales, service, parts, or accessories, we have what you need right here in Benton, Kentucky at Polaris of Benton. Come check us out.
You know, Eric, if you had better insurance, we wouldn't have to fish out of my boat all the time, and you wouldn't be sitting there high and dry on that dock.
Yeah, well, who do you use?
Our Bargee Insurance Company in Benton, Kentucky. They offer auto, home, life, and health, and commercial insurance, all at competitive rates.
You know, I think I'm going to give them a call today.
Why don't you do that? I'm going to go fishing.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Don't be left high and dry. For all your insurance needs, contact Ray Bargee and Company.
Hey, Randy. Thanks for the tip.
King Creek Resort and Marina on beautiful Kentucky Lake.
RE/MAX Real Estate Associates is a full-service real estate brokerage serving the Kentucky Lake area and all of western Kentucky. We have 16 agents with over 200 years of combined real estate experience to help you find your Kentucky Lake dream home. We also offer commercial, farm, and property management real estate brokerage. So stop by and see us at 803 Main Street in Benton or give us a call at 270-527-8035.
Outstanding agents, outstanding results.
Randy, that change of color made the deal.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Made the deal. A little better
I
fish.
I was very careful not to skin that line as I tied that knot. That's a good fish.
Yeah, it is a good fish. I know you're not as good. I could probably swing him, but I'd rather do this.
No, you could swing him. I tell you, that fish has got a lot of fight in it, buddy.
Yeah.
Fun size.
Absolutely. Another thing you notice different times of the year is how red their mouths are. And just you can see how his tail's beat up. So he spawned. This is probably the male fish. He used that fin, fan the bed, get the bed ready for the female, lay the eggs, and then he actually guards the nest and actually guards the fry after the fry hatch. And so you can see a little bit right there where he's got his fin all dinged up and real red mouth. And we're going to put him back, make sure he grows to be about twice that size. That bite there, Randy, was so light.
I know
it was incredible.
You know, those 15, 16-inch fish get in this current and they fight.
I finally catch a fish.
He's on now, man. We unleashed the dragon. What happened when Eric switched baits? You know, I begged Eric in the beginning to use the same bait that I was using, but he's a hard-headed SOB, you know, and he wouldn't do it. No, I can't do that.
Randy, here's the best part about Randy. Randy knows ahead of time what the fish are doing, what their fish are biting. And he gave me exactly what he caught the fish on yesterday. Yesterday was overcast, today was bluebird, but you just don't know. That's why it's called fishing instead of catching. So, you know, Randy didn't try to intentionally lead me astray. Yeah,
I did.
We're talking about netting here. I think you lead the fish into the net, just like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people will stab it. A lot of times they'll knock the fish off. You agree with that?
Yeah, and a lot of people, you should always open up the bail right there while you're... Got it?
This fish has been caught. This is one of the beauty things about Kentucky Lake is there's such a great conservation effort, catch and release. You can see this fish has actually been caught recently. I mean, not just probably within the last week or so. Maybe by one of Randy's clients not too long ago.
Probably.
So, but he's been caught twice. The other thing you can see, he's got a little notch where somebody's actually weighed the fish. So they actually weighed it like this in some sort of scale here. And you can obviously see that fish didn't have any problem at all. Any problem at all. Eating, healthy. That's what you like to see here at Kentucky Lake. Yep, same thing. Look at the tail again. The bloody tail. Bloody tail always determines right around the spawn.
Fish has been on the bed, is moving out. That's why we're fishing here. This is a transitional point, and the fish are moving out. Very good.
That color change made a huge difference, didn't it?
Yeah,
it really did.
It does.
And isn't it amazing how fish can be so finicky that they got to have that color? Come again. It's got a little copper flake in it. What's the name of this color?
This is New Money. It's actually green pumpkin, and it's got a little copper in it. It's got salt and pepper in it. What I like about it is that copper picks up any type of sunlight that penetrates into the water, reflects it off. You know, at my age, I'm 62. I guide every day, and I'm going to catch fish no matter what. But it gives me a lot more pleasure to see someone else catch one, because the mark of being a good fishing guide is not how many fish you catch, it's how many fish your clients catch and what kind of a time that they have.
Again, catch and release.